Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Aysh Banaysh, and in this video I'm just going to be letting you know that I'm closing my business and explaining a little bit about why. So this is a bit of a weird video to film, but I thought it was the easiest way to explain to multiple people what's happening, why, and what's going on and all of that jazz. I do have a script in front of me because I don't want to forget anything, so if I am looking at something, I'm just making sure I'm saying everything I need to say, and saying it in a way that actually says what I mean. I put off filming this video for ages, but I just need to do it. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So the beginning of this story basically starts at the beginning of 2020, or at least those first few pre-pandemic months. Business was on the up for me, and I was basically fully booked leading up to the first lockdown, and stuff was going really well. For context, things could be better, but they were on the up. Everything was on the up. It was looking good. At first, lockdown wasn't too bad. I got a bit of a break from life, and I could bring my stock home and still sell online, as I have been for years. And so I wasn't really in much anguish about it other than the social isolation, and even that for the first good few months was kind of nice. So at this point, to be honest with you, I was quite content. I was just getting to stay at home and make money, and yeah, I could just kind of focus on other things I needed to do, and some of that was just chilling out. So yeah, business wise, I wasn't too fussed about the pandemic because I needed a break and I could afford to have one. But as lockdown went on, as a lot of people did, I reflected on my life and the life I want, the life I need, the life I have, and whether these things basically lined up. And I questioned whether I was doing the right thing, and not meaning the correct thing, but the right thing for me, for the lifestyle I want and need. But despite all that, things continued to go well, and my family invested in my business so that I could expand my range, and I started looking for my own premises so that I had space to display this range, and everything was growing, and I should have been on top of the world, really. But as the ball got rolling with my new premises, and things started to go downhill, re coronavirus, this is towards the end of summer 2020 we're talking, I started to basically revisit those life reflections I had had. And I basically realised that for a variety of reasons, some to do with the pandemic, some nothing to do with the pandemic, I'm not really excited to pierce anymore. And on top of that, I don't think a career in piercing actually aligns with the lifestyle I kind of want and need for myself. Even if there are lots of things I do enjoy and love about the career, long term, I'm not sure it makes sense. But even with all this realization and stuff like that, I was hesitant to make any changes because the ball was rolling on my new premises and I had signed the lease. And I basically got to a place where I felt a bit stuck, doing something I didn't really want to do anymore, because I felt I had realized that too late, and been sure of it too late, and the hesitation to do anything about it just had me frozen. My hesitation to act on this or do anything and change anything basically comes from what's called the sunken cost fallacy, which is basically you're more likely to follow through on something if you've invested time, effort and money into it. And I had invested a lot of all three of those into this business, and I was a bit do I really just want to pack it all in? But sometimes your heart is just yeah, you do. And I think that's a problem I have with the sunken cost fallacy, is I really wish it worked better on me, because I have quit pretty much everything I've ever done. I dropped out of sixth form, I quit college, I've changed careers numerous times before this. If something no longer serves you, then you just have to move on. And I'm just really good at quitting. And I'm not really afraid to quit things. Like, I think life would be really boring if you didn't quit things just because you didn't want to quit it. Like, otherwise you'd never have space to do new things. A small part of me hoped I'd have a change of heart when I did open my own premises, but unfortunately it just confirmed what like I already knew deep down, was that I didn't really want to be doing this. While I was really proud of myself for like getting that far and like actually opening a place, because I thought even just like the form to do the licensing would just like end me. But you know, I was really proud of myself, but for me that wasn't enough to keep me doing something that I wasn't really happy doing. So with that in mind, I started to think about an exit plan, and I had kind of planned to go to uni in autumn 2021. So I was thinking kind of like end of summer 2021 as like a rough exit period. Like, to me that sounded pretty reasonable. What I didn't anticipate when I like penciled in this date is the toll that the pandemic would take on my mental health as time went on. And yeah, I just didn't realise it was gonna hit me so bad, because I had been pretty fine in the beginning. And all of the pandemic stuff coupled with like my own personal issues, like it became harder and harder to just keep doing something that I didn't really want to do anymore. If you follow me on other social media, you might have seen that I recently learned I'm autistic, and while that's like a whole other a whole other matter in itself, it's like, for me, it's explained a lot of the difficulties I have doing this job as a piercer, especially like the social aspect and interacting with customers. Not that I don't love my customers, but I find it really difficult to interact and to know what people mean by what they say and what they do, and you know, lots of other things that kind of come into serving customers. And you know, don't even get me started on trying to make small talk. If you know me, you know I'm terrible at small talk. Since finding this out about myself, all I've really wanted to do is adapt my life to suit my needs now that I understand what is going on. And for me, this includes closing my business. In theory, I could probably hold out until August to close. Like, that's probably possible, but it wouldn't be good for my mental health. And so I've decided that I am just going to go ahead and do it, because I mean, look at me. I am just burnt out. I have put makeup on for this video, I've got dressed and done all the YouTubey shit, but like you can see, I just need a break. But yeah, like I'm fine in terms of the definition we use the word fine for, but like I just need to create a life that is good for me and my mental health. For me right now is the perfect opportunity to take a few months for myself and just give myself the foundation for adult life that I need, that I didn't give myself when I started my adult life, because that was just a mess. The idea of not piercing and just selling jewellery online did cross my mind, as that is like how I started out. I started selling jewellery online first and then I started piercing. And for me, the reduced needs for face-to-face interaction would just make things a lot easier. However, the kind of products that like I would want to sell in my store, like products I believe in as more than just pretty pieces of jewellery, like those high-end brands all require you to be a piercer to order from them. And I totally respect that, because that is just how like their quality control to make sure, you know, it's piercers getting this stuff, it's not just resellers selling it online. But I'm an all or nothing girl, like that's why I called my company Hearted LDN. And if I can't do something big and do it proper and do it legit, I just don't really want to do it at all. I know I'm kind of like oversharing my thought process on this a bit, it's like a bad habit of mine, but I wanted you guys to like understand why I'm closing. I also hope if anyone is watching this and they're in a similar position, that they also think about how they can adapt their life to suit their needs rather than just struggle with it. I hope if you get the opportunity for relentless growth, you will take it without feeling guilty. And if it's not mental health or strange brain and you've just had a change of heart, don't let anyone shame you for packing up and setting off to explore new land. Just make sure you're equipped to do so. These are all things I wish I understood at the start of this story. Most of all though, I hope you understand that I'm closing my business, because that's what this video is about. I will not be opening my doors or taking appointments anymore, but there are lots of other fantastic piercers around London. I will leave a link in the description to a list of some. As for my online store, I'll probably do a closing down sale. I might even be doing one now depending on when this video comes out, so if you're interested, go and check. All stock really must go, so yeah, help me shift it. I'm not really sure when I will cease trading online. It kind of depends on how stock shifts. So if you can help me with that, that would be really good, because the sooner I can close, the sooner I can just focus on myself. If this is the last update you get from me before I leave this industry, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been pierced by me, who has bought from me, who supported me, shared my post, watched my videos, sent me photos, written reviews, taught me something, inspired me, encouraged me, like everything. I really never thought I'd get here, so I really never thought I would. Okay, we're crying now. I feel stupid. I really just want to feel. I've got like 3 lines of this script left. Yeah, I do have. I do have plans for other businesses in the future. So if you want to stay up to date with that, feel free to follow me on social media. But for now, like, I've done all I can here. So goodbye.